Good afternoon. My name's Richard, and on YouTube I go by Resilient Rich, just because it takes true resilience to stay on the narrow path that leads to eternal life. But, dude, I'm in the middle of nowhere. This isn't what I'm going to talk about, but I'm in the middle of nowhere, man. A little town called Glen Rock, Wyoming. Look at the lot. Just like yesterday, this is going to change. Empty. Not a whole lot of room. Empty. Well, I usually go another way, back to where I'm going. But due to wind, I took a back way. I didn't see any vehicles until they caught on. And then it wasn't just one vehicle out in the middle of nowhere on these back roads on a Sunday in a tiny little town or tiny little back countries. I started to see the cars, and it was never one. It was always at least two. Just like just now. Well, it's too late. And a wide F-150 going that way, a wide F-150 going this way. That's what they do, man. It's never just one. It was two. So then I come here and I park. And this is normal. As I do it, people are coming. Like this, the traffic you see normal. Hardly any. Maybe a, car coming every now and then. Whatever. That's normal. But the moment I park, I promise you, there were like 4 cars from this direction coming this way, 3 cars from this direction, 4 cars that were behind me that all of a sudden, as soon as I get turned on and park, they're all coming off. Have each way covered. Now, could things like that just happen? Yeah. But a tiny little town like this on the back roads in this wind on a Sunday in the least populated state in this country to begin with, in some of the tiniest little towns. No, man, that's not normal. I've lived here almost over 10 years now. That is not normal at all. They're still coming, dude. There's one, and it's never just one. There's him. And then, same kind of vehicle, different color, with no license plate on the front. In Wyoming, you have to have a license plate on front and back. I've showed you guys plenty of vehicles with license plates, or with people driving with no license plates at all. Going. See, never just one. Always two. They gotta group up, man. They have to group up. Because they can't stand to be alone. Another one. Like I said, man, some of these people, yeah, they might just be out and about on a Sunday doing whatever, getting caught up on thanks for the work week. That had jet black tinted windows. That was just one. That's rare. So maybe that, that's just a normal, average citizen. But this kind of stuff, it's crazy the time they spend, man. Look, another 2 cars, not just 1, 2. Look up Glen Rock, Wyoming. Not normal. It's not just 1. 1, 2. Not normal, dude. Like I said, one every now and then, yeah. But I've been here 10 years, dude. And I've been in this area plenty of times. I used to deliver fuel out here. There's hardly anyone out during the week, let alone on a Sunday. And then the majority of the cars having 2, not just 1. If you know, you know, man. I'm just, exposing it. If you know, you know. If not, you're going to say it's fake. And, why would people spend so much time and money and energy on you? Why are you so special? Man, I'm not. But obviously these people are scared of something. They don't want something about me to prevail. And I don't know why. I do know why. But if you've been watching me a while, you'll know what I mean by that. Like I said, if you are targeted, this will all make sense. You'll see it. Oh, and I always see U-Hauls. And what do you know? In a tiny little town of Glen Rock, Wyoming, they got to come through, show their presence. I've mentioned the U-Hauls. This stuff up, man. You don't go throughout life 36 years and none of this ever stand out to you, and then a red Dodge. You don't go throughout life for almost 37 years, none of this stand out to you. They gotta come in. Yeah, they gotta come in. I told you, it wouldn't be long. You can sit here I can pick anywhere, man. And I just made a video about this. You think you're alone for a second? Not for long. They show up. Just to let their presence be known. That's what they do. They waste their lives watching someone else's life because they're too weak to not do it. 90% of these people know they couldn't take the heat. So when the offer came up to them, of course they jumped on it. But I'm telling you, man, this always happens. I just made a video. You can be somewhere alone for a minute, but it never lasts. Never lasts. They're right around the corner, just waiting. And right when you think, and then the bat truck, look at that. Bam, bat. In the oil field, I've mentioned the truck with the BAT on the side that I'd never seen before in my life. Company, and then pulling up to me, making sure to get my attention. Making sure to get my attention. Like having me roll down my window to tell me to back up an inch. Things like that. And then that bat truck just goes by in the middle of nowhere, Glen Rock, Wyoming, where we're not even close to the frack. And then this car pulls up after I just made a video about when you go somewhere alone, you're not alone for long at all. Look up Glen Rock, Wyoming if you're not familiar with it, man. It is a tiny town. And like I said, I've delivered fuel out here. And there's hardly any traffic during the week. It's Sunday. It's crazy, man. I'm just glad that I was able to record that. Like, why? There's no restrooms here. I picked it for a reason. No restroom. But look. They just decided to take their Sunday and go to an ugly spot with no restrooms and just sit there. It's a couple. So how I said it's always two, it's one car, but two people in the car. They're sick, dude, and they're just looking over here. How could you do this? Like, how? For one, out to the women, how could you be proud of a man that goes and does this with his life? Like, that shows you he has no backbone. You think if you're ever in a predicament where you need his help for your safety, he'll do anything? No. He's a gang stalker. No. Man, he does what he's told, and if he's alone, then, you know, that's when all the fear arises. Then that's when you see their true colors. So no, dude. And to the women that do this, like, dude, I hope you don't have kids, man. But a lot of you do, and you bring your kids with you. And it's freaking disgusting, man. It's so wrong, dude. You never know who you could be. But you guys do know. You guys do know who you're targeting. So you know who you can bring your kids around. But yet you go and smear their name that they're a terrorist or some dangerous person. But you gang stalkers bring your kids around them because you know who they are. For real. That's how that works. But what I wanted to talk about was, you know, like, everyone knows now how, like, evil and demonic Hollywood is. And a lot of times what they will do to get a really good actor, to get someone to be super good at acting, to mold them into that actor, it starts from childhood, man. And they will put them through severe, extreme abuse to make them get to a point to where they split their personality, right? Like if you went through abuse as a child, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. You just kind of take yourself out of that situation, whether it's whatever kind of abuse is going on. You learned to deal with that. You could kind of remove yourself from that situation. Well, with actors, they do this. And then it'll go back to normal. And then they do it again. And then it'll go back to normal. And again. And again. And again. And again. So now you have somebody with a ton of different personalities that can make a really good actor. But that can control these personalities, you know? Like when it's time for them to exit, they got to a point to where instead of dealing with the pain, they mentally checked out and exit. This is something I learned, like, I don't know, about a week ago, but I made a video of that guy on YouTube, Transom Dane, who made the video about the guy emailing him who was gang stalked and then decided to join the gang stalkers. The guy this was that guy's backstory from what Transom Dane said. He was saying that this is what they try and do to the targeted individuals. They try and get you to like check out, like, you know, you get to a point and you kind of just ignore what's going on or whatever, and you just try not to think about it. Well, the more and more this goes on, they try to get that split to happen, like what would happen in abuse. Because then if there's that split, if you're like a spiritual person, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Once they create that split, then they can plant their seed, which is demonic, and that opens you up for them to use you in the way that they really want to, through splitting you like that, splitting your personality. I know it's hard to make sense of, but it makes sense to me. Just because I know what it's like to be gang stalked, and I know what it's like to see these freaking little people who want to be bullies all around you doing covert acts, like, you know, like I've said before, every time you get out of your car, horn honks. You walk into the gas station, they start coughing. Just all the little covert things they do, you know they're doing, but you just ignore it, man. And it makes sense that is designed to create this split in you. You know, to have you leave your body for a minute so then they can plant what they want in there. And the work goes on. I don't even understand it fully, but and I'm not going to try and talk like I do. All I'm saying is it makes 100% sense to me. Like, it makes perfect sense. I believe that is part of their agenda. And like I said, this information was given to Transom Dane from a person who was gang stalked and then joined the gang stalkers because he says they convinced him that this was God's work and that only bad people are gang stalked. I would not be surprised one bit if this guy just uses that as an excuse so he doesn't have to admit cowardly giving in and joining the same people who were out to destroy him and then go do it to other people. That dude, if you can do that, you're different, man, on a horrible level, dude. You can call me judgmental or whatever, but that's pure cowardness, dude. And the Lord does not give a spirit of cowardness. Knowing what you went through, knowing how you felt, knowing the little tactics these people did to you and hardly anyone believed you, knowing all of this, and then you join and go do it. You guys must be really proud, man. You must be really proud of, you know, the amazing superhero work you do in society, just protecting society from horrible people. But at the same time, you know, you say you're protecting society from horrible people, but cover it up. You go to drastic measures to cover it up. But it's such a good work for society, and it's of the Lord. It's something to be real proud of. You know, not a lot of people could do that. That takes courage. That takes a lot of courage. Man, hats off to you. whatever. You know, I probably shouldn't do things like that, but like I said, I'm going to be real on here, and it's true, dude. Like, it's nothing to be proud of, man. And they walk around trying to make the targets feel less than. But it's because they're full of insecurities and they know who they are. Like, they know that what they're doing is something to be ashamed of, not to be proud of. They know it, dude. And that's why, if you notice, if you're targeted, these people can't even look at you. Like, you'll keep contact with them. You'll just be staring at them. And the whole time, their head will be down. Or if they're walking by you, they'll put their head down and not even look at you. Like, they cannot stand to look at you. You know what that is? That's a demon inside of them that has them full of, what's it called? Shame. That's just taking all their confidence. And that's why they walk around. And then you got the good old highway patrol. See, and in my last video, there was a sheriff. Good old highway patrol just being a great public servant. Maybe he is, you know. But if you're targeted, you'll know. There's a possibility that he's doing something that a public servant should not do at all. These people are still here. In their little SUV, still here. No bathroom, no nothing. They're just going to sit there. And just in case you watch this video, I can tell you're a couple. Are you a proud boyfriend? Like, are you proud to do this? Do you go to bed at night and just, like, expect your wife to be so proud of this amazing job that you're doing? And look, another one. In the middle of nowhere. I told you, dude. You go anywhere expecting it's just you in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. It don't last. You're not going to be alone for long. It don't last at all. Not at all. And then they're going to get nice and personal. Up close and personal. This is normal. Right? It's 100% normal. Just look, dude, there's nothing here. Glen Rock, Wyoming. Nothing. But here they are. 1, 2, and I just made a video, like I said earlier, that you can go somewhere, think you're alone. Nah, it don't last. It don't last. These guys are on it. All bases covered. And then to park right there, like right by me. Yeah, nothing weird about that, right? Along with the millions of other videos I've posted. Yeah, let's go spend our Sunday in tiny old Glen Rock, Wyoming, in the middle of nowhere, at a little pullout. I don't even want to call it a rest area because there's not bathrooms. Let's go spend our Sunday doing that. That sounds like a good time. Who would come here? Other than a person trying to harass and stalk and antagonize someone who's already here. Why? Why? Like I said, you're not alone for long. Never alone for long. These people just can't get enough of you. That's how special you are. I'm just kidding, but seriously, dude. And then 3. 1. With the red one in the center, of course. Of course. Similar cars. 2. 3. On a Sunday. Middle of nowhere. You got him. Right in front row. Right in the front row. But guess what? You think these people want to do this? No. It's their job. They do what they're told. They're the yes man type of people. Their handler says jump, they say how high. Instead of sticking up for what's right. in exposing. He's leaving, as you can see. And look, as soon as he leaves, his buddies are right behind him. There's the group. 1, 2. Waiting for his group. Just to come be a pest for a minute and then get back with the group and go cover that direction just in case I leave. No, they're probably not even doing that. I've seen so many cars go that way and that way and that way. And like I said, dude, when like the first minute I was here, it was normal. Like, wasn't a car in sight. And then it wasn't just like one car randomly coming through. No, dude, they all 3 from that direction, 3 from that direction, 4 from that direction. I can't remember the exact number, but they let it be known that they were not. They knew exactly where I was. Stuff like this, man. And like I said, I know I keep repeating myself, but I just made a video about you go somewhere, there's no one there, you're there for a couple minutes, what do you know? People show up. I'm glad I got that, dude. And if you're gonna want to try and find fault in this, or you think I'm crazy, so you're just looking for it, yeah, dude, think what you want, but I don't care, because I know the truth. But if you have an open mind, you could see the weirdness in this, whether this is happening to you or not. Especially after me just making a video talking about how you can't go somewhere and be alone for 5 minutes, dude. Ever. You can't do it. And then, like I said, it's never one. 2, 3. That's normal. You know, I just woke up one day at, whenever this started happening, 34, how old was I when I noticed this? 34, 35. I just woke up crazy one day. I just woke up and started to notice things and became paranoid. Even though I've never been scared of this at all. But I just woke up one day and you know what now? I all of a sudden became crazy. I all of a sudden started to see things that were completely normal and think they're not normal. There's no chance that these guys are covertly harassing. There's no chance that these guys are gang stalking and doing tactics in a covert way to make you notice. But if you go and talk about it, you're out to be crazy. There's no way that something like that would ever be possible, right? No, not at all. That could never happen. Absolutely impossible. Yeah, right, dude. And it's more common than people think, man. And it sucks, and that's why I just want to expose it, dude. But like I said, this one was kind of off the rails, but it's all right, man. I'm going to be me. And, you know, imagine dealing with this kind of stuff all day, every day. You can wake up at 1 in the morning, step outside of your truck to take a piss, and there's a horn that honks. If you're not recording. From the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed, there is not more than 5 minutes of that whole day, every day, 24/7, every week. There is not 5 minutes where there's not someone else around. No matter where you go, a lot of people wouldn't be able to handle it, man. And that's why they join. But like I said, then they want to go and act holier than thou. See, dude, never just one. But like I said, kind of went off the rails, but it's all right. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to post it because I'm not going to hide nothing, man. And I'm not going to act perfect. And do you put yourself in a situation, if you're not experiencing this, if you're experiencing something like this, like, I feel for you, dude, and you're not alone. But if you aren't, then you want to come on here and pipe off. You just imagine what I just said. Every day. All day. For Over 2 years. 2 years now. Every single day. But it's not meant to have people take their lives, right? It's murder, man. Just they're too much cowards to do it. So for whatever reason, they try and get these targets to do it to themselves, and it's sick, dude, and it needs to stop. And more people, especially with all the news that's coming out and being accepted now. You know, I talked about drones before it became a thing on news. Now it's called crazy. So with all the things that are happening and coming out, and with as strange as this world is becoming, instead of just calling someone crazy, open your mind and just think of the possibility. It would be the perfect way to get rid of someone you didn't want. And it happens all the time. Every day, there's new people that are waking up, going to bed in a completely normal life, and waking up to their world being completely different. And then not having anybody that believes them. They just think that old Bob just woke up one day and lost his mind. You imagine that, if it hasn't happened to you. If it has, I'm not saying that my experience is any harder than yours, dude, at all. I'm not. This crap, they target it for you specifically, dude. So I guarantee if you are targeted, like, you're going through just as bad as things as I am, maybe in a different way, but it's just as bad. I'm not claiming to have it worse than anybody, dude. This is a horrible experience for anybody that has to go through it, but it can be used for good. It's a big reason I'm doing this, dude, to let people know they're not alone, and that it can be used as a tool to become a better person, man. This is sick, dude. Tiny little town. 1, 2, they're a group of 3. The red car in the front. Completely normal. No. These people need to be held accountable, man. And you know what, dude? Well, I know I have faith in the Lord's vengeance, but I'm not gonna lie. There are times it would be nice to see these people get prosecuted, man, and be exposed on a public level, like blasted to the nation. Especially the handlers, the big guys who are in charge, the ones that have all the financial backing. But they're all part of the elites, most of them, and you know, money talks. It's sad to say, dude. But this is real, man. I don't care what anyone says. You want to call me crazy? I don't care, dude. I know who I am. I love myself. I'm confident with who I am, and that's not a prideful statement. It's a statement. I haven't always been that way, dude, at all. And I just became confident in myself during this experience. I'm grateful for it, dude. It's a blessing that the Lord gives you. I'm just saying, you want to call me crazy, dude? I do not care. I know this is real. Why would I lie about something like this? Why? And if I did have mental health issues, why would I come online and talk about it? I'd be trying to hide that crap and get help to stop this. It's not mental health issues, dude. You're not going to come online and talk about it. No, dude, you're going to be trying to get help and terrified and just wanting it to stop if it was mental health issues. Open your mind and wake up. Anyways, you guys have a good day, man. And like I said, if this relates to you, dude, and you can believe me, I would really appreciate a like, man. I hear that people like, and they're like, they don't see it. Like I said on my last video, I hear the people comment, and their comments don't show up. So, if this relates to you, man, or even if you just find it entertaining and you think I'm crazy, but you still watch, give it a like, man. You wasted your time watching it. It's not that hard to hit the like button. Especially if you're going to comment and poke instead of going and researching. Especially with all the things I have posted, dude. The coincidences, for one, they're not real. But even if they were, they would run out, man. But to the ones that get it, nothing but respect and love, dude. And like, I feel for your situation as well. And just know, dude, there's something about you that these people are terrified of. But before I get off, the happy old couple is still there. Not old, they're young. A happy couple is still there enjoying their beautiful Sunday date. Just living the dream. It's a real fancy spot to take your spouse. But sorry if I went off the rails on this one, dude, but I'm going to be me. I'm not going to hold anything back. You guys have a good one.